Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Virtual Flight Diaries. My name is John, and we are here with the IFly 737 MAX again. Uh, so finally, a little bit of a late stream. Had some work things happen, but here we are, and we're going to do a little Virtual Airlines flight. I also belong to American Virtual Airlines, and I picked up a route from Miami to Atlanta. So we're gonna do that route, and let's get on board. Where am I at? Okay, there we are. Yeah, I was in drone camera mode. All right, so we're at the gate, and let's get loaded up. Let's do our flows. So, righty, and we'll turn our pump on for APU. That looks good. That looks good. Let's get some power on board. And we'll set that up for battery, and we're discharging, so let's get on some ground power. So I'm getting used to how to do some things with my mouse that I learned from my live stream of the A380 that that's the ground power unit. All right, so that I had some conflicts where I was shutting off the autopilot every time I looked around. So I had to change it to another profile until I figured out what was going wrong with the other one. So I'm not used to this profile, so it's going to have to bear with me. All right, so seatbelt signs are off. We're not fueled up yet. Ground power is on. That looks good. Arm the emergency exits. Let's get some panel juice in here. And that all looks good. Let's so we're supposed to test that. So that's supposed to go off, and then there we go, and then come back on, but that seems to be a bug. So they have yet to update the IMAX, or the IMAX, the Max 8. So let's do the Mach speed tests. It's our stall warning. We're on ground power, so both of them should work. All right, so power test, overheat test, that should have lit up. That's a bug. We'll get them on. We'll test our probes. They seem to work. Any ice we don't need. A's off, B's on. Front door's on, that checks. And we'll put the nav lights on. We're going to be going to 34,000. Packs look good for now. Let's set the cabin for a little cooler air. And we'll start the alignment. Once on DC goes off, we can then arm the yaw dampener. And our cockpit preparation has begun. Alright, so we'll come down here. Check this out. Is that working? Yes. Our initial climb out's going to be 5,000. Flight directors can come on. Mine is master. Pilot not flying is slave. Clear that up. Come over here. That looks good. Come down here. We'll reset the fuel. Put some panel juice in on here. Come down here. That all looks good. We could do a trim test. We're not going to. Because I'm not sure. Well, so it's supposed to, I don't know. It's supposed to reset the trim. Alright, so let's do fire test. That looks good. Squib test. Looks good. And cargo test. Auto ATC has assigned us squawk code of 7132. So we'll get that in. Turn that on and we'll run that test. That should have worked. Okay. Maybe that's bugged. Alright, and finally.
System test fail.
Yeah, so that it failed because we don't have the IRS aligned yet. So that checks. Alright, next let's get some passengers loaded.
Boarding requested.
While they're loading up, we can get our flight plan in. Nope, we won't pre-connect the tug. Alright, so we are going we're going from Miami to Atlanta. Initialize the flight plan. There's a really cool thing now that SimBrief has.
Passengers boarding starting.
Is now integrated with Microsoft Flight Simulator. So we can call that up. And it reset my time. That's not cool. Alright, so what's cool about this is we can access our flight plan, but especially for online use, for Vatsim and stuff like that, we can do turnarounds from the SimBrief dispatch. And then file our flight plans easier. It's awesome. Alright.
Hello.
I didn't know it was going to reset my time.
Hello.
I didn't want to do a night flight.
Hello.
Alright, so request our flight plan. waiting there, we can set this panel up. So we'll get put RTO on, activate that,
Welcome on board.
and departure, arrival. So we're leaving
Welcome on board.
8 left on the Flamingo 2 with the STYMY transition. We'll put that in there, and we're arriving. We're expected to arrive also 8 left. And
Welcome on
we're going
board.
to do the Sith transition. Little Star Wars themed arrival. And or the Sith star with the the LARZZ transition, I should say.
Hello.
And LAIRI. And we'll execute that. So our flight plan is in. Let's check it out.
Hello.
There's no ATC on for vector, so we're going to go direct CSALT. Go right in onto the SID. And that checks with the route interruption for LARZZ. So we'll leave that in there for now.
Hello.
And that all looks good. So
Boarding pass, please.
I guess you can't call the winds. All right.
Good afternoon. Welcome on board.
And perfect it. Actually, wait, hang on back. Did I not?
This way.
Oh, because I didn't load it in. Yeah, we can load the winds in.
Hello. May I see your boarding pass?
Should have populated, but
Hello.
it. Oh, there you go. Duh. Okay. Well, that was
Good afternoon.
useless. All right, perfect. All right, so we're gonna get our performance of payload. Weight balance. So passengers, we're taking 157.
Good afternoon.
Cargo. Since SimBrief wants to change my time, I'm going to use my tablet.
May I see
So
your
cargo looks like 6.9. So let's do 3,900 in the front
Good afternoon.
and 3,000 in the rear.
Welcome on board.
That looks good. So, and fuel, we're going to take,
May I see your boarding pass?
we're going to take on a total of 15,277 pounds.
Good afternoon.
Taxi out's going to be 300. And our burn expected is 7,600. With a finish reserve of
Hello.
5.8.
This way.
So fuel, so payload complete.
Hello.
Okay, so now we can
This way.
add this in.
Hello.
15.3 in the loaded up. What did I say? 5.8 for reserves. We're going to 3400
May I see your boarding
or
pass?
flight level 340. Cost index of 100. We're going to smoke it.
Welcome on board.
And execute. That looks good. All right, so let's get a calculation. Copy from FMC.
May I see your boarding pass?
There we go. Set the barrel ref. All right, so let's look at takeoff, flaps configuration. We're going to do flaps 5.
This way, please.
AC configuration, we're going to have the packs are on and anti-ice is going to be off. Let's calculate that. Yeah, we got 141, 142, 151 with a D rate of 85. So select temp is 35. What's our outside temp? So it's within 10. I know the Airbus, if you're within 10, you go toga. So that's what we're going to do. That looks good. Takeoff's going to be 5. And we'll load those numbers in. 6.16 in the on the trim, and we'll run that up to V2 plus 20 just for some extra juice. All right, so I think boarding's complete. Let's double check that. Yep, boarding is complete. Let's find out our frequencies. We got CTAF for Miami is 118.3. So put 118.3 in our comms, and then we'll set up Unicom for our departure. So Vatsim, guys, I have news. If you haven't seen on my channel yet, I have graduated the Vatsim Controller Academy, and I'm going to be starting my training in the Houston Center. So if you guys are flying on Vatsim, I hope to be talking to you soon. And we'll put Unicom in here. And that's all set up. That should test that again now that our ears are aligned.
TCAS system test OK.
So we're all loaded up, and let's get out of here, guys. Airport map. So before start flow. All right, fuel pump on. Yaw dampener on. That looks good. Got the cabin on. APU can come on. Fasten seatbelt signs can come on. That's all good. That's all good. Sean, hi. Welcome to the channel.
Miami traffic, American 398. Silver Fendi descending on the coastal 2, flying ILS 8 right. Miami.
Okay, where I'm at. Okay, so APU bleed can come on. Packs to auto. Hey Sean, and welcome to the channel. There is another hurricane. I didn't see that. Is it in the Caribbean or the Gulf? And the anti-collision lights can come on. So we're all set up for our pushback. It's in the Caribbean. It's been a bad year for hurricanes this year. Shouldn't be anybody behind us. Alright, APU can come on. We'll disconnect the...
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Miami traffic, American 398. Going to be joining the north side downwind for runway 8 right, Miami.
Williams Aviation. Hey, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat. It's going west, so Florida is not going to get hit. Oh, that's good.
Departure checks completed.
Florida got beat up this year. Hurricane Raphael, huh? Yeah, they're already at the R's.
Locking gear.
Just double check our doors. It's closed. Reach down. That's all closed. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Helene came through and then whammo. That's not good news. Alright, so we want our nose right, tail left.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
So, packs off. Turn in engine 1. Williams Aviation, it could either go to Texas or turn left and go west. Well, let's hope it turns away from Texas. We don't need a...
Miami traffic, American 398 on the, just past midfield on the downwind for 8 right, Miami.
Add some fuel. course that is not open. Engine sounds are pretty good on this. Of course I'm turning engine 2, so I'm on the wrong side.
I'm traffic American 396. It's just class 2 parked in the downwind for 8 right Miami.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Said. Yeah. All right. So that's a good start. Let's DC.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Now we'll start
Unlocking gear.
engine 1, and we'll look at that. Some of the coolest sounds in the game.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Fuel coming in.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Let's go back.
Miami traffic American 398 turning base runway 8 right Miami.
Love that sound. Somehow my keybinds have gotten all messed up. Sean, is Raphael a girl or a boy's name? Both? So Helena was, so don't they do female, male, female? Or don't they alternate? So the last one was, so Helene. Yeah, it should be on boy. All right, that's 2 good engine starts.
Miami
Let's get
traffic
fuel
American
on board.
398 turning final 8 right Miami.
Packs, come on. Hydraulics. And we'll turn the probes on.
Is that high that I hear?
It is.
You're my favorite ball optic controller.
I'm taking a temporary hiatus while people learn this A380 on the network.
Yeah, man, I don't blame you.
Yeah, so they've gone through a couple of them because there was other.
Streaming hiatus, even though I rarely stream. But anyways, Miami traffic American 398 is about a 10-mile final 8 right Miami.
Yeah, there was a couple in between. All right, so we're going to go runway 8 left. Miami traffic American 1045. We're taxiing runway 8 left via November 9. Mike 1, cross runway 8 right, Lima 1, Miami. He's moving fast, yep. All right, we got our call out, so taxi lights can come on. That panel looks good. That panel looks good. Parking brake off. Let's go. Flaps 5 in. I really should have gone down November because he's going to be using this taxiway, so let's... Williams Aviation, he's currently moving northwest at 13.
I have a traffic American 398, it's about a 5-mile final, 8 right Miami.
Let's get down this taxiway so we can get ahead of him. Oh, we're not too fast. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to controlling.
398, 2-mile final, 8 right Miami.
So I've never done anything like that before, and it's Vatsim is very strict, so it's got a lot of classroom work, and I'm very proud that I accomplished it so far. Still now I'm at the center level. Whoa, still going too fast. Williams have uh-oh. What's uh-oh? Let's try it again without the uh-oh. Just kidding.
Miami traffic, American SNS 6 Heavy, push and start, Delta 31. Landing.
My stream went out for a second. Oh no. That is an uh-oh. Is it back? Oh, I'm dropping frames left and right. Wow. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. So let me just check here for a second. So my
Miami
YouTube.
traffic American 398 is clear on Mike 7. We're going to be joining Mike in November 13. We're going to Delta 19 tonight, Miami traffic.
Huh. All right. Well, hopefully it doesn't go out again. All right. Let's. Miami traffic, American 1045, crossing runway 8 right at Mike. Miami. Wonder why that is. I wonder if I was trying to mess with some settings. Maybe I goofed. That's a first. I actually don't drop frames. All right, flaps. Our let's see, parking brake. So landing lights on. Go to strobes. Put the wing lights on. Packs are running. That looks good. Miami traffic, American 1045 departing runway 8 left. Departure to the north. Miami. All right, let's get out of here. I mean, I had some lag problems with the with my other stream with the A380, and I was wondering if it was that or was it the was it my stream? I wasn't dropping frames that stream, so this is something new. Alright, I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to troubleshoot it while I'm streaming. Hopefully it stays together or improves. Maybe just a little, maybe it was a little dip in my internet.
Miami traffic, Walker 4554 heavy is going to push runway 20, or push gate 20.
Bring it up. Toga. There's V1.
V1.
Rotate. Positive rate. You're up. Miami traffic, American 1045, passing 1,500 feet, departure on the Flamingo 2, last call, Miami traffic. Alright, go flaps 1. One last thing, welcome to the chat. Yes, another great takeoff. I liked it. It was good. It felt good. Do a little hand flying here, guys. Let's do a little hand flying. Alright, so I'm going to bug up. Flaps going to come up above 3,000.
Miami traffic, American 996 heavy, be taxiing 8 right via Mike, Miami.
Oh, all right. Bring it in. I haven't quite got the the controls on this one are pretty sensitive. All right, so we're going to accelerate out. Keep hand flying that. We're going to climb up to our flight levels. Too much climb. Let's get some trim in there. Are you going to live stream when I do the tower? Absolutely. I want to add that to the channel. I'm gonna live stream some of my journey so people can see what it's like to become a Vatsim controller. I tell you what, this thing hand flies very nice. Alright, passing 10,000, so we get the lights could come off. Leave them on auto. Autopilot can come on. It's LNAV, VNAV. Go direct STYMY. And we are off.
Miami traffic, Walker 4554 Heavy is going to taxi to 8 right, be Mike, Miami.
Alright, so we're 10 miles out, so we're going to switch to Unicom. That beautiful Florida. Well, there's a lot of clouds, probably because there's storms in the area. Let's turn that down, it's a little loud. Florida gets real not so sunny when the atmosphere gets disturbed. Look at that, it looks really cool. It's very cool. That's really loud for me. I'm going to turn that down. So guys, Flight Sim 2024, a couple weeks away. I just I got my my day approved, so we're going to be streaming 2024 all day, and we're going to going through some things. We're going to go over, you know, we're going to be looking at every little bit of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. It's going to be fun. I blocked off the 19th, 20th, and 21st for you guys. I'm going to live stream it. Oh yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I just hope I have some reservations because it's totally internet based. Hopefully my my setup can handle it, and that I don't have to, you know, go back to 2020 for streams. But we'll see. I got some things in the works too. I'm looking to maybe do some upgrades to the PC because I do not like having to shut off streams because when I flew that A380, I wanted to show you guys that plane. It's really cool. When I flew it offline, or off stream. I did a across the pond, ran perfectly. I put it on stream the other day and bang, couldn't run it. Even with things turned down, it wasn't good. So I want to fix that. All right, climbing out, things look good. So we're looking at about 48 minutes to Atlanta, something like that. Looks like the stream's stabilized now. I don't know why it was dropping frames. That's just weird. I'll have to check out some things. Because I can actually hear my computer running a little more in the thing. I got to see if there's something running in the background that's not as making things not as efficient as normal. Looking at the Vatsim map here, guys, there's still a lot of A380s. It's unbelievable. Oh, one last thing. Let's see. You should get a... What was that? You should get a WC-130J plane and fly into the center of the hurricane. That would be a good stream in future if Flight Sim does it. So, unfortunately, the only C-130 out there is Captain Scam, and I just couldn't. Although I've seen a lot of good things with it, I just could not bring myself to get it. It still to me seemed it just didn't seem like a good choice. Besides, that guy, the Captain Sim for Flight Sim 2020 has been horrible, and I just couldn't support him. I do have the citation longitude in a NOAA livery. They don't fly into the hurricanes. They fly. Well, it's not a citation longitude either, but they fly up at flight levels to take readings at higher altitudes for hurricanes. Yeah, one last thing. Captain Sim, he was putting planes out there that he was charging like $20, and it was nothing but a shell, and it was just horrible. Yeah, they looked great, but that was it, and you can't do that. You can't do that to people. I hate talking bad about it, but that one got it. But I'll give credit where credit's due, like Blackbird Controls. Shout out to Blackbird Controls. He doesn't. He's not sponsored the channel, but his products are so good that he doesn't have to sponsor the channel. Okay, guys. If you have the Bravo throttle quadrant, check out blackbirdcontrols.com. It's the link's in the description. You can't go wrong with them. Oh, one last thing. It's actually not. It's common knowledge. Everybody knows about Captain Captain Scam. A couple years ago, people got hit, but and it's a shame too, because back in like earlier flight sim days, Captain Sim was he made some awesome aircraft. I mean, I flew the Captain Sim 757 back in FSX. It was amazing, and I don't know what they were thinking. Maybe the SDK for designing planes in 2020 was too complicated for them. I don't know. I'm not a programmer, but yeah. All right, so guys, American Virtual Airlines, another virtual airline that I belong to. It's a decent airline. I've been with them for a while. They have a great system of balance between having some fun with the simulator and check rides and becoming type rated on the planes. It's pretty cool. They have a whole training department, and you can get your type ratings. You start out with the regional planes. But you take an entrance test. If you ace the entrance test, and if you have just a basic amount of aviation knowledge, you can ace it. It's not a very hard test. You can start out as a level 2 or first officer 2, and then you can fly the 737. You get type rated on the 737 and the A320 family of aircraft, and then you go from there. I'm currently I've worked up through their ranks, first officer 2, captain 2, and now I have a rating of first officer 3, which allows me to fly the 777 with them. Although I don't do much because I just don't have the time to do those long hauls. And there's no American Airlines doesn't really fly any short hauls with the 777. They do the 777-200 from Miami to New York, but not the 300ER. Shane, welcome to the chat. Hey, sorry to be late, old man. It's better to be late than not at all. So we're flying with American Virtual Airlines. I have the link also in the description. If you guys want to check them out, they're good. Southwest Virtual Airlines is great. And I also belong to UPSVAC. I belong to a lot of virtual airlines, guys. I don't know where I have the time to keep up with them. But I also belong, if you like the biz jets and the smaller planes, I also belong to a charter virtual airline called SplitJet. And it's just at splitjetva.com. You can check them out as well. They're really good. Really down-to-earth bunch of guys. Los Angeles to Sydney. Yeah. That's like 14 hours. One, I couldn't stream that because YouTube's got a 12-hour cap. Two, I mean, I could fly it on my own, I guess. I could take off and somewhere out over the Pacific go to bed and come back to the simulator in the morning. I mean, I've done that in FSX. I did Newark to Hong Kong in a 747 cargo. Yeah, they cap streams at 12 hours. So what that means is that the recording, the video on demand can only be a maximum of 12 hours long. So it'll cut at 12 hours. So unless you're on the stream after 12 hours, you're going to miss the end. I don't know why. Maybe it's just storage purposes. But yep, they cap stream lengths. I mean, I'd like to do a long haul. Get up in the cruise, talk to you guys for a couple hours, and then go off, take a break. But the stream will be, it'll just be cruise music and you guys chatting for a while, and then come back and finish it up. I mean, that'd be fun. I've seen the guys do that. XP72 just did that with the A380. Took off from LAX and landed in Heathrow. It was a 11 and a half hour stream, and he went to bed for like 5 of those hours. He said you could trust me at the controls while you snore away. Well, there you go, Shane. I'll put you in the first officer seat. You can take the controls. Which was like X-Plane and P3D and those guys. Microsoft never really got into the shared cockpit. I know there's an app for shared cockpit, but I heard it's real buggy. I haven't tried it. But like Prepared 3D and X-Plane and all those guys had shared cockpit, and that was a really cool function. You and another guy could actually do the flight together, like captain, first officer, checklists and things that I would do in the cockpit would translate to your screen and so on. It was really, really cool. I don't understand why they didn't keep it. Considers adding screaming effects and flames coming out of the engines for the engine fires. Yeah. That's another thing too. FSX also simulated damage with smoke and fire. I don't know. I heard Microsoft for 2024 is going to add weapons finally to their military planes, although it's not a military sim, so I never really got the whole weapons thing. That's why I'm trying to break into DCS for you guys, do some streams with that. But they still are not going to do damage effects. Yeah, the systems are going to damage, but no visual effects. It had something, and it's not from watching the dev streams. It's not Microsoft. It's the developers. So they have copyright contracts with Boeing and so on and so forth, and Cessna, and the manufacturers don't want damage effects. You want to see me go boom? I don't want to go boom. But I mean, in FSX, I remember a lot of the planes, if you crash landed or whatever, like the wings came off. It was pretty cool. That bank was it just readjusting to the next waypoint. We passed this waypoint. It was a little bit of a heading change to get to this waypoint, as you can see. So that was just a little bank just to adjust it. Yeah, so we passed STYMY onto Waco, or Wacko, or whatever it is. But it had a little heading change. I wonder what the weather. You know what? I didn't even check the weather for Atlanta. %93 power. Yeah, well, we're still in the climb. So, and I have Toga climb on. So we're at full power climb. Because we're flying at cost index of 100. So we should be around a cruise of 0.80. Which is almost red line. So hopefully there's no turbulence or we'll overspeed, but I wanted to go some racing mode. All right, we're up into cruise. We got 45 minutes to our destination. So what are we going to talk about, guys? Can't do 100. Can't do 100. Blow the engines. And we're on network, and we're on my virtual airline. So trying to get those hours while I stream. We would definitely overspeed, and we would cook the engines. So now we're in cruise, so cruise power setting is a lot slower. But we're still kicking along. 0.8 Mach. They don't usually fly these at these speeds, so we're pretty much at the max. Yeah, cooked engine's tasty. Yeah. So American Virtual Airlines, diversions don't count. So I can't divert. With Southwest Virtual Airlines, you can divert and they count. They have a whole diversion policy, which is pretty cool. So, what else is coming? Oh, that's right. Just Flight is going to be releasing the RJ85. And I was watching that thing today. So a couple of the big name guys. Not me yet. Not me. We'll get there, guys. We'll get there. They got the pre-release copies. They've been streaming them. RJ85. It's supposed to come out this weekend. So I'm gonna pick that up. And we're going to do some old school early 90s regional jet ops with that thing. I had a copy of that Shane, I look forward to your daily chats in my Discord. Trust me. So RJ85, we're picking that up. We're streaming that. We're going to be doing some old school ops. We're going to maybe do some gets a US Air livery, and we'll do some ops out and some Northeast ops out of Philadelphia. Yeah, it's a little bouncy. Alright, so fasten seatbelt signs are off. Yeah, I didn't set up any cabin crew, so there's no cabin crew voices. So, VNAV. We gotta bring it back a little bit, guys. It's a little too bouncy for this speed. I don't want to overspeed. You'll get a hit on my virtual airline. So we gotta be vanilla, guys. We gotta be vanilla. Then no discussing election night. No, sir. No discussion. No politics. This is aviation. Aviation. It's not that I don't like politics or religion or any of that. It's just that it gets to be a little it never really ends well. Vanilla. What about strawberry? Strawberry might be just a little too spicy, so we're gonna stick with vanilla. We were pushing we're pushing the speed for just not some calm air up here. I mean, we could do the math. We could look at the charts. We could figure out some better air, maybe at a different flight level. But we're just gonna. This is just a chill. This is late night. Just gonna do a chill. Politics is screwing up travel aviation, trying to close local airports, especially around in my area. Government, my friend, has always had dipped their hands in aviation. The worst would be Meigs Field. It comes to mind. So unfortunately, guys, I had to get a late start today. Stupid work got in the way, so we got no ATC on. So we're all by ourselves. Well, we're not by ourselves. We got other pilots out there. What they did to Meigs Field was a big middle finger. Yes, yes, that was horrible, especially for the nostalgic flight sim community and pilots in general. It was a very loved field, and it was a shame what happened to it. Oh, they couldn't close O'Hara. Oh, no. Too much revenue. Midway wouldn't be able to handle what O'Hara can. They actually need the airports that they have, Midway and Chicago. Southwest's got a hold on Midway. But it all comes down to bucks. They wanted to make Meigs Field into a park. That's very true. But the difference is that O'Hara's got the long runways for the big guys. They'd have to extend the runways, or else the 777s and so on wouldn't be able to. I don't think you couldn't land a 777 at Midway. That's pretty turbulent. As I go, ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, we're encountering some turbulence, so I'm going to turn on the seatbelt signs. I'd like to everybody to remain seated for the time being. This is for your safety. I'll turn them off when we're clear. There you go. Here's my little announcement. I didn't hear anything about Denver. I haven't gotten that news. I have to figure out my other mouse profile was way better. Didn't have. I got to figure out what the conflict was with that. Stapleton was the airport before the current airport. Oh, so it was. How long ago was that? I've only known it as Denver International. Ah, that was a while ago. When I was a youngin. So yeah, politics can have its hands in everything. I just don't like talking about politics though. I just noticed my my Streamlabs chatbot. I gotta update my specs. So I've added the Alpha Bravo quadrant. My computer is pumping out heat. The Virtual Flight Diaries headquarters is broiling. Just checking on something real quick, guys. Hold on. Stand by. So one thing I did notice through my training with Vatsim to become a controller, that the Say Intentions, great program, guys. Great Gate ATC program. Their phraseology is off. Not terrible, but it's off. Especially with the ground taxi. One of the things I learned is that taxi clearances are given a certain way, and Say Intentions always starts with taxi to runway, and that is not how you say it. It's runway taxi via blah blah blah. So I'm going to. I'm sure someone's done it, but I'm going to DM Brian, the CEO and programmer of Say Intentions, and just let him know. It'd be that guy, the student controller, fresh out of the academy, knows all the rules. Shane said I sent you information on Discord. All right, I'll check it out. Check it out. That's interesting. I had no idea that it used to be called Stapleton International Airport. Same happened with the renaming of McCarran to Harry Reid. Enforcing rules with an iron fist, right? As long as it doesn't get too out of hand. I don't want to have to. It's just to protect the chat. It's kind of actually standard with YouTube, with content creators and their chats. Oh, you meant Vatsim controller? Vatsim controller? Yes. Yes, I'm going to try to be the best I can be. It's in my nature. But I'm also not going to be that kind of controller. Because I personally don't like that kind of controller that's constantly being miserable. Like I heard the controller the other day out of Minneapolis, and he was just really not having a good time. Like, why? Why, I don't get it. People were messing up. He was chastising them. It was, people call a second time. They call a second time. They didn't hear you the first time. He was chastising them with that. And this is a second time. Nah. And I've gotten that on Vatsim too. But 7500, squawking 7500 on Vatsim is an automatic ban for life. They are hardcore with squawking 7500. You can squawk 7700 and declare an emergency, but only if the controller gives you permission to simulate an emergency. If not, the controller's too busy and doesn't want to handle an emergency, he can ask you to either end the emergency, the simulated emergency, or sign off Vatsim to complete the emergency. But I'll tell you what, you heard it right here, guys. If you want to do emergencies in Houston, as long as I gotta finish reading the policies, as long as Houston Center is in line with Vatsim, and I'm not busy as a controller, practice your emergencies. Because I'd want to practice the emergency as well as a controller. I think that'd be pretty cool. And 7600, I don't think you're allowed to squawk 7600 because you have to have communications now, because they dropped their text-only rule. So if you lose communications or can't communicate, they unless you have pre-approval due to disability, you have to be voice only on Vatsim. I definitely know that 7500 is an automatic ban, though. They do not allow hijackings, simulated or anyway. I don't know why. I guess it's a disruptive emergency. Maybe it has too many political overtones. But the person stated a Vatsim supervisor had to grant special permission for the squawk just for the rulebook. It was stopped once the photograph was taken. Yeah, they are. It was big bold letters in my manual when I went through the Vatsim Academy. Of course, I don't know why they would had to have been online. I mean, I could sign off Vatsim, put 7500 in my transponder, take a picture, sign back on. Unless the photograph that they took was the VAT scope, the ATC scope, then they would have needed to turn on a plane. But if you declare an emergency on Vatsim, you have to wait for the controller to tell you to squawk 7700. And if they tell you to squawk 7700, then he's giving you permission to run the emergency. But I am definitely looking forward to being a controller. I think it'll be neat. I started my my classroom work because there's more. So I had to learn the general policies of Vatsim through the Vatsim Academy, and then the rules, the ICAO rules for IFR, VFR. All the airspaces, Class B through G, policies for military operations. Took a couple months. It wasn't easy. And then the final exam, all the quizzes. You gotta kind of dedicate yourself to it because they're big on realism. And once you graduate the academy, then you pick a center to go to. Since I'm in the United States, I had all the U.S. ARTCCs to choose from, and I would have loved to have gone to Los Angeles Center or New York Center because, well, New York Center especially because then I could control my home airport, Philadelphia. But I don't have time to go through their programs. They're very rigorous. And, I want to learn, but I have limited time, especially managing the channel, all my other flight sim aspects that I have to do. It was just going to be too much, so I picked Houston. Houston seemed cool. It seemed very well-rounded. I can learn a lot of different aspects. There's even oceanic. Houston has an oceanic controller, so it was well-rounded enough. And they're pretty laid back. And not to say that their training program isn't laid back. Their training program is pretty hardcore. The guys there seem pretty laid back. All right, so we're getting to let's see where our top of descent is. Huh. Why don't I have a top of descent? Why does my flight plan look weird? Oh man, what happened? Okay, so we're going to be coming in on the Sith 2, right? Why did my flight plan delete? Oh, IFly. Let's see what that looks like. So LARZZ. I should clean that up. And that gives me a top of descent. All right. All fixed. So top of descent in 92 miles. So we're going to come up on that. So let's see what the Sith 2 arrival looks like. So 12,000 at Tizzy. I'm going to dial that in, get that ready. And let's look up the CTAF for Atlanta. .1. Should have known that. I've come into Atlanta so many times. So we'll get that ready. Let's get some fixed rings out. So we want 270 at 5 for approach. 270 at 10 also for approach, and then 270 at 20 for CTAF. Cool, that's in. Put you on 40. And we're coming in on the ILS 8 left, so we're going to set that up in the computer just to get ahead of everything, or the let me get the terminology right. So the FMC, we'll get that ready. So we are 109.3. And I'm going to run that on both sides. And put 95 in the course. So we're all set up for our approach so that we're ahead of the game. So we can keep an eye out for traffic because there's quite a bit going on. And not have to worry about the plane. We've got to stay ahead of the plane. The key to flying with ATC is to always try to stay ahead of your plane. Get behind the plane, then you stop talking to ATC, you start messing up your calls, and so on and so forth. All right, so let's look at the. I'm gonna look at the map. Look at some traffic. See what things. So we got Southwest departed. Oh, they're not departed. They're en route. They're no issue. I got one landing from Boston. DLR. Wonder what DLR is. And we got one on the ground. Looks like he's just landed and taxied in. So by the time we get there, we probably aren't going to have any traffic to worry about. But it's good to be ready. Why don't I have my keybinds? Sat in this seat many a times. I have auto. That's a cool shot right there. I've also sat in this seat many a times. All right. I have to reconfigure my views. It is a very cool looking plane, guys. One thing, other than the FSS 727, one thing I don't think is why we didn't get some classic jetliners in there. Would have loved to have seen like a 737 classic. Even if it was just like a 737-400. That would have been cool. My first time ever going to Florida. I was going to check out an airline pilot school to fly for Delta in the late 90s. I flew down on a US Air 737-400. Actually, I flew down on a US Air 737-300, came back on the 400. Very cool. Still had the ashtrays in the seat rests. always loved US Air. It was one of my favorites. That the dark blue livery, that was so cool. Seeing that sitting at the gate. That's why we're definitely when the RJ comes out. So next week for Monday night stream, we're going to be doing some RJ85 ops. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be streaming this weekend. I have to work all weekend. So, unless it drops Thursday, I don't see a stream until next Monday. But I really want to try. Life keeps getting in the way of my new schedule, but I want to try to do a consistent live streams Mondays and Wednesdays. So we're going to be streaming tomorrow. I don't know yet what we're doing. I'll figure that out during the day. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you can get the notification. And maybe I haven't flown with my UPS Virtual Airlines, so maybe we'll do some cargo ops tomorrow night. Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. Take the Airbus A300. We'll take it to maybe we'll go to Bermuda, because I think I'm in Philadelphia right now with the virtual airline. So Shane said I was wrong on something. The special permission to one of the one-off Squawk 75 wasn't on Vatsim. It was on IVEO. They have the same rule, but waived it one time only for one person making a document for IVEO. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't imagine. Yeah, IVEO, because I wanted to try to be a controller with them. I actually started learning with them because of my time constraints. I thought, well, they're a little easier, a lot easier actually. Nobody's on in the United States on IVEO. No controllers, barely any pilots. I wasn't going to learn, so I went to Vatsim. I was on Vatsim anyway, so. They're a virtual version of ICAO. Yeah, so I think it's International Virtual Air Traffic Organization. I think that's how it came out. And they're a split off. I don't know the history behind it, but I think there was some bad blood between somebody and Vatsim, and they wanted to make their own ATC. But Vatsim, if you look at any given time, the amount of pilots on Vatsim right now. So right now, late at night. So I got the stats right here. So I got 561 connections, meaning there's 561 people online right now. So that includes observers and so on and so forth. And 310 Vatsim on the Vatsim radar at the moment. So there are currently 511 at 11:43 Eastern Standard Time. There are 511 pilots signed in to Vatsim. There's 31 ATC on and one supervisor. It was a no-brainer to learn with them. Of course, I'm such a nerd. I actually ordered a ATC control, you know, that button, that handheld button that they have, that ATC guys have, to as my push to talk. All right, guys, so we started our descent. I'm gonna send a little message out there. You don't have to do this. I like doing it. So what I do is I just send a little text message out on the chat for Unicom, just to let everybody know that I'm descending. Yeah, and I'm overspeeding. I forgot about the VNAV. I do have the autopilot handling the descent, but the VNAV kind of sucks on the IFly. They need to update a lot of things. I'm going to dial this back because I'm overspeeding. I already took the hit, so my score is not going to be that great. The autopilot is currently in VNAV descent. So we're actually on VNAV path. But it wants to descend at 6,000 feet per minute. So this is a bug with the max. Because it's trying to make 12,000. Seriously? Unbelievable. All right. All right, that's fixed. Switching over to CTAF. I took a major hit. I don't even know if my pirate port is going to be accepted now. Yes, it's in auto throttle. So there's a couple bugs that that the MAX has. That are supposed to be getting all sorted out with the update that they haven't launched yet. Nope, it won't be accepted. You are so screwed. Virtual FAA will want to speak with you. Well, yeah. The company would want to speak with me as to why. We're going to intervene here. So, okay. There we go. The company's going to want to speak with me because I just stressed the plane out. And why won't it engage? There we go. What is going on with this plane? Atlanta traffic, American 1045, 20 miles south of Atlanta Hartsfield, landing runway 8 left, Atlanta. This plane doesn't like me today. Alright, let's go bring her down to flaps up speed. I'm cursed. Every time I'm on a live stream, something goes wrong. All right, so auto brake 2. Ask Boeing. The MAX had all sorts of screw-ups. Yeah. 730 MAX has been involved in 2 fatal accidents as Lion Air Flight 10 in the late 2018 and Ethiopian Flight 302 in the early 2019. 346 people died in total. Yeah, they haven't had a very good track record. Also, we had that MAX 9 had the door blowout with Alaska. Shane said a contributing accidents was Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System, MCAS, which activated unexpectedly due to erroneous angles of attack data. Yeah, I read that too. I think that's been fixed though. I should have descended and level change. I really should have. It would have protected the airspeed. That was my fault. I did read about that collusion on the recertification tests. They had used data from a non-MAX airplane for recert. Line of traffic, American 1045, turning base, runway 8 left. Correction, Atlantic traffic, American 1045, turning downwind 8 left. Atlanta. FAA is also accused of retaliating against whistleblowers, possibly obstructing the Office Inspector General investigating the crashes, failing to hold senior management accountable, and allowing Southwest Airlines to operate dozens of improperly certified planes. I read that too. And there was the whole conspiracy theory that people were being suicided. All right, so we got our lights on. Let's start configuring for landing. So we're gonna go flaps 5. Some big clouds. I wonder if the I don't know if the weather radar is implemented. All right, so we're going to extend our downwind and set up for our approach fix to LAIRI. The 737 MAX was rushed through development so Boeing could keep pace with the rivals Airbus. Yes, I think it was the A320neo that they wanted to get ahead of. Yeah, because the MAX has the LEAP engines on it. little cloud surfing. Crap, what gates does American use? At Atlanta. She said that, yeah, so the MCAS was definitely an issue. North Terminal. So she says, so some FAA investigators left tests early while others were performed in the simulator that weren't equipped with the same software and were doomed. And that doomed the 737 MAX flights, meaning the results were meaningless. Yeah, they goofed. Wow, that's pretty bad. That's definitely pretty bad. Atlanta traffic, American 1045, turning base, runway 8 left. Atlanta. All right, we're cleared for the approach. Approach mode can come on. I'm going to get the recorder running. So as soon as we line up, we'll go flaps 15 gear down. I'm going to keep it out of VNAV. Don't need it anyway. Line of traffic, American 1045. 10-mile final, Atlanta. Forgot to tell them the runway. There's no traffic. Everybody's gone. I goofed. Well, mistakes will be made. All right, so flaps 15. Gear down. I like to try to start configuring early. It's a personal thing. Got localizer capture. Glide slope to go. I also called 10-mile final, and that was a 20-mile ring. Man, I'm just messing up left and right tonight, guys. That's poor airmanship. Do not do what I do. I do apologize to those viewers. A lot of my viewers are very sticklers for airmanship. And I'm failing them. Alright, that's glide slope capture, so we'll bring down flaps 25. And then flaps 30. And it looks like it went all the way to 40 because I don't have detents. So we'll just go to that. And you know what'll help? If I put that in the box. And we're on the ILS. Line of traffic, American 1045 on the ILS, runway 8 left to land. Atlanta. All right. We are set up for landing and looking good.
$2,500.
Atlanta's soupy. Definitely soupy. It looks like we got a pretty wicked crosswind too. This should make it interesting. Gotta just bump it up just a little bit. Because you see VLS is creeping up, so we want to keep above that. Ladder traffic, American 1045, 5 mile final, ILS runway 8 left, Atlanta. Oh, cool. We got the runway in sight. Little breakout below the ceiling. So we're looking at a 20 knot crosswind on this landing. Maybe a little less.
$1,000.
1,000 stable, clear to land.
Terrain.
Terrain. Autopilot off. Low, correcting. A lot.
100.
Yeah, well, 50 across the numbers will be fine.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Hold it. I'll take it. $60 knots. I missed that turn off. And my steering's all wacky. Okay. Boy. Dropping frames. Stream was glitched in the beginning. Atlanta traffic, American 1045, clear of runway 8 left. Atlanta. Alright, we'll stop right here. And we'll clean up. Parking brake come on. Landing lights off. Strobes off. APU can come on. Alright, so let's see where we're taxiing to, guys. So we're going to Atlanta traffic, American 1045, texting to Concourse Delta via Bravo Charlie Foxtrot 4 November. Atlanta. Alright, flaps come up. Disarm the speed brake. It's taxiing. So 142 feet per minute and 1.1. We kept it under that 1.2. Not butter, but not smashing it either. So we'll stop the recording and we'll get up to the gate and then we'll check out that replay. But I liked that landing. That was nice. Especially considering the crosswind that we were having. Atlanta traffic, American 1045, crossing runway 8 right. Atlanta. My nose wheel steering's all wonky. I don't know why. I have to check out my controls for tomorrow before we stream. It's definitely not the American terminal. I don't know where the American terminal is. but I like this gate. We'll try this gate. Market break on. Disconnect from the network. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Atlanta. APU can come on. We'll shut down the engines so I can get credit for the flight. And I will send in my thing. So taxi lights can come off and beacon can come off. And another flight in the books, guys. That was awesome. But I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to check out that replay. So I'm on APU, so we're going to refire the engines. Because it doesn't like, the replays don't like the engines being off to start. I got a user reserve message. Come on. I put 5.8 in. We're not using reserve. We are perfectly fine. IFly, please update your max. Please update the max. I'm gonna juice up the time a little bit. Since it's cloudy. Alright, got starter cutout, starting engine 1. Just double check we are off the network. And my pilot report is in for American. So we are good. We are good to look at that landing. Definitely going to close that door though. You can't close the door with the engines on? Oh, come on, guys. I'm not shutting down. We'll just look at it from the other side. Alright, both engines are running. Replay coming up.
Didn't find valid airport data at this position. Services are not available.
Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
Oh, it closed. Good. All right, so let's wind it forward. Getting blown around. Look at that. Just walked them on. Very cool center line. So I made up all my mistakes with that beautiful landing. And it won't come out of reverse. Alright guys. That's it for this stream. Wind that back, give you a nice long look. Alright, so this stream was supposed to be Monday, so we'll have another stream tomorrow. We'll see what it's going to like. Keep an eye out for that that thumbnail and that announcement. Going to be probably maybe we'll fly from Philly to Bermuda, UPS. All right. So thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the chat. Big shout out to Sean, Shane. One last thing. Everyone else that was watching the channel and the stream, don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe. More content on the way. RJ85 coming out by Just Flight. We're gonna fly the hell out of that. So on to the next one, guys. Clear skies, smooth landings. See ya. Oh, and shout out to Williams Aviation. Forgot you. Sorry about that, guy.